This is the 12.5-inch mirror that I'm working on. The mirror is on the bottom. This is a telescope fixed post polisher, spin polisher that I've made. And the mirror's on the bottom, and that pink material is a tool that's made out of dental plaster with a tar kind of pitch material on it, which holds the polishing compound. The polishing compound is mostly water with a little bit of cerium oxide inside of it. And so as the mirror on the bottom spins, the tool on the top has friction between the two, so it moves, because of the friction between them, it'll actually spin. And so as the relative motion between them will actually take out very minute amounts of glass off of the mirror. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to make the mirror as close to a spherical shape. It's concave, and it needs to be, to start with, before I turn it into a parabola, the ideal shape. I want to make it into a spherical shape, and then from that I can adjust it by changing the way I'm polishing it to change it into a parabola. So my first part of this is to make it into a sphere, and the shape of it right now is pretty close, but I have this edge of it isn't quite the ideal shape of a sphere. It's got a little bit of what they call a turn down edge. So about the last ½ an inch to an inch of it is actually rolled off a little bit, and it makes it very hard to correct that after the fact. So I kind of got to get rid of that first and start with a shape that's pretty much as perfectly a sphere as I can get. So I run the tool. I'm actually got it running really slow that you can see it, but I'm going to turn it up. It's running about 10 RPM now, but I'm going to run the thing up. I'm going to do about 40 revolutions per minute as I'm spinning it. So I've got a 20-pound weight on the top, and I'm spinning it like this. I'll do this for about 5 minutes, and then I'll turn off the turntable, and I'll move the tool back to the center of the mirror, and I'll just let it sit there and press again. And I'm trying to get really good contact between the tool and the mirror, so it'll take off any high spots in the mirror. So, and in addition to that, what will happen is when I'm doing this, just because there's some common shape between the tool and the mirror below, it'll actually end up with concentric rings on the surface of the mirror. So in order to kind of help get rid of that, what I've done is on this arm that goes across that sets the position, I actually can loosen it up and move the arm in or out a little bit, and that'll add some randomness to the shape of the mirror, so that I'll kind of try to keep it from getting this concentric ring shape to it, make the roughness. And when I get done with it, I will by hand slowly clean up the surface of the mirror and make it as smooth as I can. And I have a test setup that I have. I have this, they call it a Foucault tester. I'm using kind of a more advanced one than the standard one. I have a webcam connected to it with a camera, and I have a stepper motor which controls the position of it. And so it has a knife edge that cuts into the light. And by looking at the way that this LED that you can see, this green LED that's inside of here, that gets reflected off the mirror on a stand. The mirror normally sits over there, and I take that and I can measure the surface of the mirror, take a bunch of measurements, and plot that out and find out what the shape of the mirror is to, in the order of, what is it? Very small measurements I can take on the mirror by using this apparatus. So I'll let this run. It's only got a few more minutes. I'll be turning it off, and then going back and letting it press for about 5 minutes, and then starting the process all over again. And I'll probably do this totally for maybe a half an hour, and then I'll go take a look at it take some measurements on it and see how the surface looks. That's about it.